Hello my beautiful badgers, Messy Coder back again with another live dev interview, this time with First Gear Games, the creator of Fishnet Networking Evolved, a free networking solution for Unity. That's right, it doesn't cost you a penny. This interview took place on my live Twitch stream, orderws.twitch.tv/themessycoder, where you can catch me on Saturdays doing live dev interviews just like this. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you all in a second. Everybody sitting at home in front of your Google Watches, your Alexa mirrors, your Amazon PCs, and your microwave supercomputers. Give a warm and messy welcome to First Gear Games. I know him as Punfish because that's over on his Discord. First Gear Games from the amazing YouTube channel, which I am a subscriber and a Patreon of, creator of the newly launched Fish Networking. Although it doesn't actually say Fish Networking. Oh, it does. It says it here, but it doesn't say at the top. Fish Networking, aka Fishnet, those wonderful tights for Unity. Welcome to the stream, buddy.
Thanks. And you know, Fishnet Networking Evolve, just kind of like a play on words. It just seemed more fun.
I like it because it's a net. You're a fish caught in the net. It's the internet. It's networking. It all works.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's living up to my name, you know? I gotta do that.
You gotta do it. Lurking Ninja says, I learned Photon from your YouTube channel. I did too. So thank you for your YouTube channel.
Well, absolutely. I think you guys will very much enjoy this product as well. It not just blowing smoke here, but it literally does do more than any other free solution right now, and it even hits the mark that many paid solutions, you know, offer as well.
I'm glad that you've quantified it with it against the free and then the paid, because there seems to be, and I'm going to use the word, a plethora of networking solutions. And you could say maybe there's no such thing as a plethora of networking solutions, but I would beg to differ. Do we need so many? And if a new one comes along, it really has to do something different. Otherwise, what's the point of it? So let's get into the dirties, shall we? What are you doing that is actually special and different to everyone else?
You know, that's actually a really good spot to start right there. Go ahead and head over to General and then jump into the features list. And we'll actually go off from that. And there's a lot more coming besides just what's in the features right now. I have a Trello that has a roadmap and everything if you want to follow it. I don't think the Trello is not on the asset store, but it is on my YouTube, and it'll probably be on my Discord as well. But yeah, these are just some things that most free solutions don't offer. I don't know about the buffered remote calls. Oh, and before I begin, I just want to say, I realize I have only 2 solutions up there, and there's a very good reason for that.
I was about to call you out on that one, but go on.
Yeah, so I tried to look up features of other solutions, and I'm not going to compare it to Photon, which I know, you know, because that's client authoritative. There's not really any similarities there at all. MLAPI is dead.
Is it? When did it die?
I mean,
we had him on the stream last Christmas. He was a lovely lad. He's about 12 years old by the looks of it, but he's really and he's overworking at Unity now on their networking. I was worried that they had brought him over just to kill off MLAPI as a competition, rather than incorporate that into the family.
Yeah, I mean, it's not dead per se. You can still access the files, but it's been converted to netcode for Unity, which they ripped out a lot of the mechanics. And netcode for Unity, I don't know what state it's in. I'm not keeping tabs on it, but I've heard it's not good at the moment. But like anything, it takes time, you know.
Lurking Ninja says it became netcode for game objects, and is very much alive. I'm going to say let's give it some time, because Unity for official stuff done by Unity, I'm not going to compare it to stuff that are done independently from people's bedroom stuff, because it feels like, even though Unity is supposed to have this massive team of people working on stuff, by the nature of the beast, they work slower it's like
Oh
trying to
yes.
maneuver an ocean liner compared to everyone else's zipping around on jet skis.
Yeah, no, I mean absolutely. It takes them a while. So, I couldn't do a fair comparison on that because I don't know what works, what doesn't work, and all that stuff. I guess it really only leaves like Dark Rift and Forge, and I know most people don't talk about Forge, and I don't think many people talk about Dark Rift anymore. So that really only left one option. Oh, and I did actually try to go on Dark Rift's website to check out their features to add it, but there's not really any information there on that. I mean, there's some basic washover stuff that doesn't really go into depth, but overall I couldn't find like a checkbox type of thing. So
Oh, I
here
tell
we
you what,
are.
there's Yonder Naught Games Chris exclamation mark Neo FPS in chat. He mentioned that people were talking about in his Discord something called ZapNet, which I'd never
That
heard
is
of.
really, really, really old. I don't even know if that functions anymore. That's all I know about that is that it's really, really old.
This is why I said there's a plethora of them. Is that there's just so many that it's hard to keep track of them all.
There is, and honestly, when I first started mine, that's exactly the attitude a lot of people had. But here we are. It's a finished product, and it does really offer some unique features. And it's not just unique features, it's reliability of how you expect to behave. The coding style is very specific. Like you're not gonna search for a property and be like, why is it named that? That makes no sense. Which I ran into a lot on Marin and drove me bonkers. But um, yeah, oh no, don't look at that. But
I
yeah, I offer a lot of
I
things
like that
that,
you've got a conversion thing.
yeah, it's not really hard at all. It's pretty easy to do.
I I I was struggling in converting from I like many people, I did the network dance. The network dance is you go, I'm going to be Unet because it's officially Unity's one and everyone else is going to be rubbish in comparison. Why would I use anything that's not Unity? Everyone else is going to get deprecated and get bored. And then you do the I'm moving over to Pun because Unet is dead and it sucks and I should have listened to everyone who warned me about it. And then you do the dance of I'm moving over to Mira because I'm not enjoying Pun and everyone's saying that Mira's going to be faster. And then you do the I'm going to kill myself if I'm going to use Mira anymore and I'm going to go back to Pun. And then
Well, I
it's
hope no one says that about my solution. I'm really open to like suggestions and feedback. So if anyone feels that way, please let me know.
So you've got the upgrade path from Mirror. To be honest, as I say, I nearly came to jumping out of a window. I made some cool stuff in Mirror. I have to say, I did about three projects in Mirror, thanks to tutorials on websites such as and like yourself. But I have found myself doing more things in Pun because it is just plug and play and away I go, and I don't have to think about it. Have you got a guide for going over from Pun?
No, and I will absolutely not ever have a guide for that. It's way too complicated to teach someone to go from a client authoritative environment to a server authoritative. And it's not really harder. There's just so many conditions and things that are different. They're used to running code locally 100% of the time, and it's a little bit different. It's a separation. You don't, as a client, you don't know the values on the server when it's server authoritative versus client authoritative, where you know everything. So it's easy to access data. It's what you'd expect. It's what you expect it to be, and things like that. It's too much work, and I'm far too lazy for that, to be honest.
I have to say that I'm working on a few different projects. I'm doing going to do here's a game and I'm going to make it in Reactor networking. I'm going to do it in the what's it called, Super Netcode one on the Asset Store, and I was going to do it with Fishnet as well. And getting my head round exactly what you're saying, being completely server authoritative versus what I've been used to with Pun. I am struggling a little bit to get my head around it, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a hurdle that you'll deal with for a while. You know, maybe like 4 months or so, I'd say on average, but it's not too bad once you get the hang of it. It's just one of those things you have to, rip the band-aid off,
Yeah,
get it over
exactly.
with.
Once once you uh once you suck it and see. Once you've done it, then it'll be easy moving forward. It's kind of like I keep on say rip the band-aid off and go over to Git from SVN, but I think it's just because I'm an old man. I'm liking this performance page you've got here. How are you doing this analysis to get to these numbers?
I used a profiler on Unity.
So is it the same as anyone else can do at home to validate and verify all of this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. That's the other thing. Like people always
The
coming up
only
with numbers, but then they have it in such a unique environment that you can't really copy it.
Yeah, the only thing that might be tricky is the bandwidth usage because I actually discovered this while I was doing the benchmarks is if you read the outgoing or incoming, I suppose, I think it's both either way off the mirror transport, like if you read it as the data comes in, or if you're using their tool, they have like a profiler tool to show the bandwidth that's for their paid subscribers, which I am not, but it was gifted to me by the creator of it. So just saying, I did not steal it. But the paid tool that they have was showing that their transform was using, I believe it was, I want to say 49 bytes per transmission. Now, I dug down into it and I actually pulled it right off the transport and it was 59 bytes. So, if someone were to run this test exactly the same and like use that tool or print out whatever, unless they're pulling it right off the transport, it might not be accurate. And that's just something I discovered along the way. So my tests are fair. Anyone could theoretically do them, but there is that one gotcha where I had to really dig in to find out how much data they were actually using.
So that's how you're able to do the apples for apples comparison.
Yeah, because when I compare mine, um, what goes in is what comes out. I know the numbers that, when they hit I guess when they hit the client manager or whatever it might be, I know that that value is exactly what came through. But on theirs, it's actually 10 bytes less than what actually came through. Maybe it's a weird header, I don't know, but yeah.
Now you've already obviously being a YouTuber yourself doing tutorials day in day out. You would have made tutorials for your own networking solution. How many have you got so far?
I think 9 or 10,
Lovely. Why is there
maybe
only two
maybe
on your linked on
11.
your website?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have more for sure. I'm gonna be releasing them pretty frequently, and I already have some people working on. Well, I don't have anybody working on anything per se, but I have people expressing interest in making community guides and stuff like that.
I've got excited. It was I've got my. I wish I had people. I,
No, I don't. I don't have people.
there might people talk to your people. And talk.
One thing that's
Sorry, carry on. I was just popping over to your YouTube and just kind of remind people just the sheer scale of the videos that you've done.
Yeah,
Um,
one thing I do want to absolutely point out is what makes this stand out so much more is again, there's a ton of unique features, but one of them, or two of them, I suppose, is it has easy server authoritative movement. So if you want someone to not cheat in your movement,
oh yes,
to do it
please.
by scratch, you're looking at roughly, I mean, it depends on your style, but you're looking at about 300 lines of code. Um, in my solution, you can do the same thing in like 10 to 15 lines of code. And it's extremely simplified. And I also have all my assets in there as well. So I have the advanced scene management, which I don't think any other solution has that. Like you can stack scenes, it can do them additively, single, etc. And it's all synchronized. It's not really any extra work. You just tell it to do it and it does it. I had the lag compensation for like collider rollbacks and stuff like that. So yeah, it's another net solution, but it brings something new to the table that nothing else does. Certainly no free solution. The next closest thing you have are both paid solutions, which
What?
Fusion, which isn't done yet, and Bolt, which I never really liked Bolt. I actually worked with Bolt, and I just didn't like the workflow. It's very clunky, but I haven't tried Fusion yet. But yeah, it's paid
You need to
content
get
in a
you need to
free
get yourself
package.
over to Reactor on the from Kinematic Soup. Check them. What I know the 3 hour video that I did on Monday with them is going to be a bit of painful viewing, but you can check them out. And yeah, I'm loving it. And the support they're giving is great. But this is where it's like, I've come back to your page. You've got 27 videos from Photon, 29 videos from Mirror. Now you've got 8 plus 1, 9 for your own. A load of other ones. You've always done great support, and as I said, I'm a Patreon subscriber. But does that mean I don't have to
Hey
be
everyone.
anymore? Because I was getting all of your cool add-ons because I was a Patreon payer. Does that mean I don't have to
Yes.
give you money anymore every month because I can just use Fishnet?
Well, that's actually a good question, and I've been asked that a couple times. The thing is all my supporter tiers, they have a lifetime license eventually. So basically, I think on the project tier, I don't know, I'm just picking a number, but it's around like $40 or something, and then you have lifetime access to all my content forever, no matter what. So if you've hit those different tier lifetimes, then you've already technically don't have to be subscribed anymore.
Woohoo!
Uh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it's not great for
So
you though, is it? Because you're not getting any money off me anymore if I stopped.
no, but I like to be fair. I mean, that's why I have an updates only tier for $1.25 a month because it's just I don't like paying excessive fees a month while anybody else if they just want to do $1.25 a month, that's fine with me. Everybody wins. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be pro features though, which are going to be like the same similar thing to what you have for my mirror content. The main difference is that the pro features are just going to be small things. Like you want me to send you a Trello link?
Yes, please.
Okay, there's not really a lot on here because it still needs to be planned out some, but let me go ahead and give you that, or at least not for the pro features, I mean.
We've got a question in chat, which is a great question, a question I was going to lead to, but I was going to try and sneak into it slowly to not make you run away screaming. Have you tried converting, and I used to call it a decent size mirror project to Fishnet, like UMMORPG? I was going to go with like you survive thing, or but
Well,
UMMORPG remastered is wondering what the conversion process would be like.
well, I'm certainly not going to give Viz any money, Viz2K, the creator of Mirror. We got a bit of a rivalry now. I'm not going to help him out. No, but all jokes aside, is yes, I have. There's a project I've been working on for a while, and it was well over a year in development on Mirror, and I converted that over in it took about 3 hours, but the actual conversion of changing Mirror stuff to Fishnet stuff only took about an hour and a half or so. The rest of it was basically removing my hacks for Mirror and replacing them with the built-in stuff for Fishnet.
So hang on, where's Irish John? Can somebody go and wake Irish John up? My running joke is that Irish John, I got an exclamation mark, rise of piracy.
I tell you,
Maybe
let's have
rise
one more.
of piracy. I'm sure I did a command for him. I'm gonna have to go and run and do a command now. I thought I did. I probably typed it
It
something
just
else.
popped up.
And he's started off with pun, right? He was a pun guy, and then he went and moved everything over to Mirror, and he basically had to redo everything, and it was like he said it was like the worst feeling, redoing everything, and every time I see a new networking solution, I'm like, well, you need to move over now to this other networking solution, because it means he would have to like delete everything and start again. And it's now in the wish list for Steam, and it's supposed to be released for early access in June, July this year, 2022. But if he wants to move to Fishnet, you're basically saying that it's not going to be like he has to delete everything and start again there if he's already on Mirror.
No, I mean it will vary based, per case by case, but it's not really that bad. I think the biggest part's going to be is where you don't know what the equivalent of fishnet is, and of course there's the upgrade document. Um, the thing is when I converted the project I was on over, I just converted the names over. I didn't actually take full advantage of all the shortcuts and optimization because I'd have to go through the entire code and kind of do it over, like you said. But I basically just wanted it to work on Fishnet, and that was just changing a couple names and stuff. And the upgrade tool actually it has the ability to strip mirror components and put on the Fishnet equivalent. So, like I said, network identity will throw on a network object. If you got like a scene check or anything like that, it'll swap over to Fish Networking's version and all that stuff.
I'm really tempted now to load up a project and try and convert it over once I've done my hello world.
I did a tank demo conversion of the mirror example, and it was pretty straightforward. It's actually gotten simpler. I've added more what I call quality of life features. It's basically just makes life easier for accessing certain datas.
But is
But
this
I actually
because
have
you're
a
a
video in
genius though
there.
on both? You're a master of mirror, and you're obviously you're master of your own baby.
Yeah, and that is admittedly a huge advantage, 100%. And that's where that brings up another question I've been asked a couple times is what are my motives for releasing Fishnet? Well, it depends who you ask. If you ask my competition, don't ask my competition because whatever they say is probably not right. I honestly just got tired of Mirror running into race conditions. Um, More importantly, is every time they would release an update, it would break something. So I ended up just making my own, and I got totally sidetracked. This is what I was talking about, the ADHD. I don't even remember what the original question was. You're gonna have to remind
It
me.
was your motivation for
My
creating it.
motivation,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So so basically, I just wanted something that I knew would be consistent, that would work, that if there was a problem, I could fix it. That's all it was. That's all I really wanted. I wanted something that I knew would work, and it's just I was so happy working on it that I just made it a thing, and more people came in. Um, and that's basically where it is now. I'd like to definitely make a living off it if I could, but it's not going to be off from my pro tiers. So the average user is going to have to pay a ridiculous amount to use the pro features. It's going to be just like my mirror content, relatively cheap. I'm hoping to kind of more move the higher tiers to like business support and things like that, which brings me back to what you said. How is somebody going to know what to convert over? Because I'm like a master of it, so they have the option to, you know, be on that tier and get help when they need it.
Cool. Thanks for the link for the Trello. I posted that in chat. Trello's always dangerous. I think like making these things public because then people are like, oh, you've got it listed, but now you're 2 weeks late. 1 star review.
Well, I mean, that's what I have the backlog for. If you click under planned, it says changes or something that are going to happen but have no scheduled time. Yeah, so yeah, changes which are planned to occur but have no set priority.
I'm gonna open up Unity. Right. I'm gonna share my screen with you first off, like I said I would, because I'm nice like that. And I wanna I wanna break it. Let's go and break it. So
It's, I mean, I'm sure you can. It's like my one of my instructors said to me when I started a job, I had to work on a Mac, and I'm like, what if I break it? He's like, you can't break Macs. 5 minutes later, I broke the thing. So
as it should
yeah,
be. As it
right.
should be. Do not worry. Anyway, the joy is in the breaking as well. Now, talking about breaking things, it's open source, but and you've got you on the Git shenanigans. Let me also throw some links in chat of what I'm going to be playing about with. Now, does that mean that other people are contributing to the code of this, like pushing things into your Git repository?
They certainly can, but they haven't yet.
Um, so it will be a community thing then.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The only thing, and I'll pull it up so I can actually read it verbatim here because I don't remember exactly what it says. And this isn't really to punish users by any means. Let me pull up the license here. So the license basically has a no compete in it. It says it basically grants someone free use of it, no limitations, etc. I don't get royalties, nothing like that. It does say exclusions, other products of like software, e.g., networking solutions, may not use reverse engineer, etc. So if you're gonna take a look at my Git and be like, "Ooh, I want to know how I did this, so I can copy it," don't do that. But that's about it, though.
Unless you've got a team of lawyers, how are you defending yourself against all of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need a team of lawyers necessarily. If they straight up break the, license and you have to hire a lawyer at that point, yes. But you don't need a team of lawyers. If a license is, broken, you can just go after them personally if you wanted to. But I really hope it doesn't come to that. But, I just have to put it in there to protect myself. It's not necessarily that I think anybody's going to do it.
And does that opening it up to the community to help to the code? Did you feel like that's going to make your life cycle quicker, or I just got a bad feeling that this is. I just I just don't trust human beings. Like, this is why this is why the open source thing. I'm never really good at it because
No, no, you're right. I mean, I've had so many of my things taken in the past. It's not even funny. But yeah, the thing is though, is I would not use a closed source solution, and I don't expect other people to.
there's a difference between open code, as in not compress it to a DLL so you can see it all, and it being open as in free for people to use and play about with. I, I've got Wizard Zone code always trying to convert me over into the open source world, and I've had colleagues trying to do it for the last 30 years. So I'm a strange badger. I don't know. I've just got
Yeah,
paranoid eyes.
if you don't want your work open source, don't release it open source, period.
Yeah,
You own it. There's no obligation. Um, I just do it because, like I said, I'm not going to release a closed source. It's dumb to anyway. You can just decompile a DLL. But if people want to poke in and try to change something, and this has actually benefited me already. Somebody might have a problem and they'll just make a change in the source code and they have it fixed and they're like, hey, this is a problem, fix it. And I'm like, cool, thank you. So that's one perk to having it open source.
that's true. That is true. It's always nice, as long as you're not branching up and then there's like a version of Fishnet which is the community coded version, and then there's the official version, and then there's all this confusion of which version are you supposed to use. As long as it's just like it's we go to your Git and get your proper recommended branch, and then that's the one, and then we
It's
don't have to worry about it.
it's actually been branched by two mirror staff already, which is interesting. I don't understand that, but but yeah, that would doing that would essentially break the license per se. Not forking it. That's allowed. You just can't sell your fork or you distribute it, etc.
Right, I'm inside Unity now. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't read any documentation, haven't read any manuals, and I haven't watched any videos. I want to make a multiplayer game.
Okay. First thing you do is go read a document and stop wasting my time.
Who did I
like
have on
like
the other day? It was it Boxophobic who was complaining, also saying like, it's the number one gripe is people not reading his documentation, and then it went on to admit that he doesn't read documentation for other assets that he's purchased either. So it's asset publishers have got the same, complain people don't read their docs, but then didn't do exactly the same thing. But you've got ready-made scenes and stuff to get started in. If we were chatting about how the most common number one question I get asked is how to put a controller, play a controller in. But you said you've got in the demo a bouncing ball or something.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of half joking in a way. You're looking at the scene examples, which demonstrate how to use a scene manager, because I told you can do
Ah, cool.
additive,
Yeah.
etc. So I got quite a few examples in there, and I'm gonna have more, of course. But right now, I'm trying to focus on the important things. But anyway, getting sidetracked. If you want to check out that, go to example, and then go to all, and then hop on over to prediction. And this is the server authoritative movement. Hop on over to the rigid body, and you're going to need a build up for this. So go ahead and pop that open and make a server build. Or you can actually you can build it in another, a GUI window if you want.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter.
You can see my screen, though, can't you? On Discord,
Yeah.
showing to you.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Where's the?
You might want to make sure it's not on full screen though.
For
So if you go over to the
you can see this floating window that I've got, yeah.
Yep.
On Discord, yeah, cool. On the stream, people can't see any floating windows; they can only see the main thing. What is fishnet? So thank you for putting the exclamation fishnet. Johnny Brew, you're a star. Not crappy, frustration-free networking. If you use Mirror, it's similar but easier, better. Easy networking, isn't that just called networking? There you go. Right, so shall I just click build on this, or do I have to do something else first?
You probably want to change the resolution because it might be full screen.
On the
Player settings, yeah.
and then go resolution windowed.
Yeah, that gets me every single time because that's like the default whenever you open a new project.
Cool, and that's fine size. And plop it out, and then build it.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone at home can't see anything because I don't want you to accidentally see inappropriate things they shouldn't be able to see. It's not that I'm worried about getting cancelled, or worried about you stealing my awesome ideas.
Totally awesome ideas. I actually had a cousin ask me to if I could build an app for him, but he didn't want to like share the idea with me because he was worried that it was like so special and sensitive. And I understand. I mean, everybody has that at first when they, first come up with an idea. I was like, okay, then,
How are you going to build it if he doesn't tell you what it is?
Yeah, he wanted me to give him a quote for a price, because we're cousins, but we're not like really, really close. And I'm like, I can't give you a quote if you don't tell me anything about the project. So
you're cousins, but you don't like him. Actually, is what you say.
no, I don't hate him by any means. He's a
I didn't say
cool
you hate.
dude and
Whoa,
everything.
that escalated.
Well, you.
I said there's a
I
difference
don't.
between not liking and hating someone, Fishy. I mean,
I don't not like them.
Wow.
I like them. They're cool. It's just we're
build
not like
failed.
close.
I
We're
got
not close.
failed in
That's
my
all.
build.
What did you do?
Oh,
that's your imported asset
yeah,
there
why
that
is
you
that?
Oh my gosh, you broke it.
Editor does not exist. What? Hang on.
Yeah, it's because you're trying to do a build, and this is actually hilarious. Unity, is this a Unity asset?
No, this is from Enhanced Studios.
Oh, well, go ahead and open that up.
I'm gonna delete that because I don't. Do I want that?
You can't delete it. Enhanced Studios basically. Oh, you can delete the asset. Yeah, you can delete the asset.
I'll delete that
You're
script.
supposed to wrap your editor stuff in editor defines so that it doesn't happen when you try to build. And we've all done it before, but
I've done it without thinking. I have to say. Let me send that over to him first because I'm nice.
My cousin's not a bad person. I just want to say he's really cool. He's it's just I just thought it was funny the scenario. I can't give someone a quote if I don't know what I'm making.
It is very true. And hang on. Got... Me.
Right? he's struggling. Uh, it's all right.
His cousin.
They're
His
calling
cousin
you a
being.
boomer.
Oh, because I was pasting the wrong thing. Yeah, because you distracted
Yeah.
me. You distracted me on the thing. I was like, oh, la 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 la, copy and paste. I really realized I wasn't even reading what I was copying and pasting as well. I was like, la 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 la, kind of copy and paste things. All right, where's that script? Okay. NH advertised in the scripts. Right, where are you? Where are you, you naughty sausage? And stylized
Oh,
character.
fudge.
don't, don't fudge all
Naughty,
bugger.
naughty sauce. Naughty sausage sounds a lot worse than fudge. I'm sorry, but it just
Naughty
does.
Who wrote naughty sausage?
You said it.
Oh, that no, that's that doesn't sound bad. And okay, I'm just going to delete the whole thing. You know what?
All I can think of is that Game of Thrones scene where I
Oh,
think the character's
dub.
Ramses or whatever.
Yeah,
He's shaking the side. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right. You know what? I'm regretting deleting that file now, but I'm going to have to delete the whole lot. I'm regretting deleting it, but I've deleted it. Okay.
If it doesn't work, just delete stuff.
Yeah. Just doing it. Just doing it out there. Just deleting. 5 hours later, Mercy created a level in a sphere. Dude, a sphere? I would love to create a sphere. Okay, I just want to make a build of an empty scene first of all. Okay, let's try this again. Right, I'm going to start taking my clothes off. I'm a little bit moist and hot.
Oh, jeez.
And that's
You
not
guys
from
just...
you. It's just from the. I had a shower. I've got a dressing gown on, but the heat from my computer, my office. It's the smallest room you've ever seen. Right? When we bought this house, it was called a third bedroom. You can't get a bed in here.
I had a room like that once in a place I rented. Oh my gosh. It was literally just the bed that fit in there. That was it.
Exactly. As I was like, you can fit a bed in, but you would have to climb over the bed to get out of the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the computer makes it so hot in here. All right.
Sounds like a good plant keeping room though, you know? Put some plants in there.
That is true. Okay.
Was it on auto run? Shoot.
I don't
No,
know.
that's fine. Just go ahead and stop the client. You can keep it open. Just yeah. No. Yeah, that one. No, the client.
I'm clicking stuff, nothing happens.
You're clicking it, nothing happens.
Yeah, I'm just clicking stuff and nothing's happening.
Oh, what did you
hang
do?
on a minute. You're using the old input system, aren't you?
It should detect whether it's using the new one or the old one.
Really?
But if it's not working, then it's clearly not detecting it right.
Yeah, it hasn't detected
so,
it, has it?
What version are you on?
2021. Because
No, I'm sorry. I meant fishnet version.
Oh, the one that you told me to get from your GitHub.
Okay. Are you... Go ahead and close out of the executable for me if you could. Because this was an issue way back. Can you click the fishnet folder?
Fishnet.
And then just click version. What the heck? Okay then. Well, go ahead and click the network manager.
Should I do the...
and this?
Oh, we can change it, can we?
Yeah. So go ahead and expand it. I've never had this issue. I don't know why it's doing it to you some reason. Click the network HUD canvas. And then uncheck auto start. It's near the bottom.
Oh, here it is.
Yep. And then open up the network HUD canvases script, which is right there on it.
Oh, this?
Yeah. I've tested this in 19, 20, 21, and even 22. And I have so many people using this in 2021. I don't know how you broke it.
I told you, dude. It's what I do. It's what I do. EF Dome says, I really want to watch this live, but kiddos, we'll catch you all later or when it's on YouTube. You can catch the VOD on Twitch. I will be putting it on the old YouTube, but do not worry. But EF Dome, you're missing me breaking things live, dude. You're missing me breaking things live. Okay, what do you want me to break next?
You're just at it a second ago. Just go down a bit and yeah, keep going a little bit. Right there, that code where I add my own event system.
Okay.
You'll just want to comment that out and then add your own to the scene.
So you want me to comment just this one input module? All right. Very
Yeah, all
simple.
of those right there, that whole bracket. You can just delete it if you want. It doesn't really matter.
I don't.
That
I
is
feel
so
bad about
bizarre,
deleting
though.
things. You want me
It's
to?
just so
How
bizarre.
far down do I go?
Right there.
Okay. What do you want me to stick in?
You'll have to add your own to the scene so it has some kind of input module.
Okay. Can't I just switch it back to the default input system and not worry about
Yeah. Oh,
it?
you could do that too. Sure.
I was like,
You could do that. That'd probably be the easier route.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, rather than
But I'm trying to give you some airtime, you know? I got to go the hard way around.
the whole point is that we're supposed to try and not be a 3 hour stream. So
Unbelievable.
there we go.
No, this is good though. Now I can troubleshoot this, and it's weird because I know for a fact people are using the new input system. I don't know why it's not working for you. It's just bizarre.
Where does it live to change it? In the other settings, isn't it? Right down the bottom. What if I do both? Oh, people always say don't do both. Should we do both?
Don't do both.
No?
Oh gosh, he did
Okay.
it. No, I mean I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to try and
You know what? I'm going to
you.
do both.
Okay.
Don't save. You can't see the IDE. No, because there was nothing to see in the IDE. Don't worry. I refuse to do it.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see. Move along.
Just more jank that he's breaking and
You can expand all child objects at the same time by alt clicking. Yes, I discovered that a while back, and I love it. But also, if you don't know, if you've never opened their thing before and you don't know how deep it goes, I've discovered that, like, suddenly gone alt click, and you're like, oh my word, it's massive. How many sub children have you got in there?
I am happy to say though that aside from weird things like that, which do pop up every once in a while, is it's actually pretty darn stable. So I would definitely say it's more stable than Mirror right now, which I'm super happy about.
Well, I haven't broken more yet. Let's
More
not get
yet,
it.
that's true.
Exactly. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay.
All right, where's that build that you had to click both on because
Okay.
for some reason?
Let's do this. Let's do build and run. Do.
Yeah, I mean the bugs that do come up, talking to everybody here, they're small. They're stuff I can usually fix in like 5 minutes or something. It's not like I have to go down a rabbit hole, and I'm okay with that if bugs like that come up because that in a way shows that your code is good and organized if you can just find it right away and patch it up. It's the ones where you get lost and you can't figure out. That's when things are not great.
Yeah, my code's not like that at all. My code is terrible to troubleshoot. All right, let's see now.
Oh, I didn't save it. Oh, it does work though. So cool. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay. Cool. Right.
yeah.
So
So you're gonna want to actually close that and make a new build as a server.
but
Server build.
can't I just click
Yeah, I
that?
mean you can try that.
Why do I need to make a new
little
build and do server?
it's a little finicky. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you. Someone discovered a bug. All
All
right.
right then.
Okay, it's not a big bug. What happened essentially is if you click server, you start the server, and I don't know if a client has to join first or not. They might have to, but if you click a server and join a client and stop the server and restart it, and then join the client again, um, the client's timing desyncs for a short duration while it corrects. So part of the framework is it actually corrects the timing, and it ensures that clients essentially send data at the proper rate. You're probably like, well, why don't you just use fixed update or something? Because it's not that easy. Some machines will run a little bit quicker than others, even with fixed update. Oh yeah, see now you got two clients in there. And basically you have to dynamically change the timing and stuff to keep it in sync. And that's part of the server authoritative movement. So there's a small bug right now where if you mash the server on and off and reconnect clients, it takes the client, a little bit to get back in sync. It's really small. I just haven't got around to it yet. It's just funny that that would kind of come up. So what you want to do here is we're gonna actually demonstrate something real quick. You can't start the server because it's already running. Yeah. You didn't break anything.
Oh,
Go
just
ahead.
I didn't make any new breaks. Okay, tell me what to do.
No. Go ahead and make a new build and run it. Wait, before you do, sorry. Click the client manager, expand that, click the HUD, the top one of it, yep, and then turn off auto start, and then let's save the scene and make a new build.
Okay.
I honestly don't know how many players it can run realistically, because that depends on so many things. It depends on your code, what components you're using, things like that. It's just,
QQ.
it's just
Sorry,
I
QQ's
want
just
I want
mocking
to say a
my.
lot,
Yeah,
but
I just want to point out that QQ's mocking that I can't pronounce my R's. In that, how much dedicated RAM do you need? All right, is that dedicated RAM or I don't know. You said what you now.
I I don't know if it uses more RAM than Mirror or not, honestly. Um, I don't bench things like that because RAM is cheap. So who really cares? The more expensive thing is CPU and bandwidth, of course. It's probably around the same area though.
Okay, I've got two. I've got two running.
All right. All right. So click server on the build. All right, now go back to the editor and click client.
Let's have one more.
Thank you for the follows, guys.
All right, so go ahead and move around. Now everyone can see about how fast you're moving around, right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and
Hey, where's my thingamajig? There it is.
don't lose your player. You're gonna need him. He's rolling off on you.
Hang on.
He's gone.
hang on.
He's gone. Bring him back.
Hey,
Bring him back.
1 minute. I need to make this smaller. It's so big. There you go. That's better.
He's gone. He's probably off the edge
sometimes
now.
when it's
You just
why is there? Did you put a limit on how?
you're very irresponsible.
Oh,
You just
man,
let
I just killed it.
you just let your ball wander off, and now it's
Hang
probably
on,
gone.
let's see. Where's my balls?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
gone.
my balls gone.
It dropped right off the edge.
Yeah, it does that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they do sometimes. Yeah.
I saw this channel on Low Poly Ultimate Pack Review. This channel's the best channel.
All right.
Oh, hang
So
on.
we're gonna.
Oh, dude, clicking space unless I clicked off of the client also made me do that. So okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you want to
it does
when
that.
you want to have
Button.
when you click this, it deselects it, defocuses it, focus
That's
something
very
else.
true. All right, so you can see how fast it's moving right now.
Yeah.
So let's click your rigid body clone up in the hierarchy.
My
This
ball.
is actually everybody. This is actually a server authoritative movement demo. We can take a look at the code
Oh, hang
too.
on, my
Oh,
ball's
it's
going
running.
away.
It's running off again.
Why
gotta-
can't I stop my ball?
You got to keep that thing under control, man.
Can't I just like tell it to stop moving?
No, it doesn't have friction.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's what,
it's a very
lube.
polished ball. It doesn't have friction.
Too much
you know?
lube at this time of year.
Yeah.
Now,
All right, so
what do we do? Click on?
click the root root object, the rigid body prediction clone.
Okay.
All right, and you see on the bottom where oh no, I'm sorry, it was actually up at the top where you have the move rate. It says 15.
Yeah.
Bump that up to like 50.
50.
Yep, and then go ahead and try moving again.
Sailor, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, you see what's going on now?
Oh,
Yeah, check that out. Server authoritative movement, everybody, built in. How sweet is that? Yeah, it's gonna look a little funky if you do 500 because it's fighting it, but if
Yeah.
you look on the server window, you're not actually getting anywhere.
it's like, come on. The server's like, no, I spank you. I spank you very much. What if I go really slow though?
No, it'll still behave the same.
What about animations? Kill says. Kill says, what about animations?
Well, I mean, server authoritative animations are a bit more difficult. It's possible, but it's not really something you can do with a single component. You'd probably have to
Should we do what? Should we
run the
do the
input on the
thingamajig?
server as well.
Should we do the thingamajig that we said we are going to do?
I don't remember what the thingamajig was.
The player control.
Oh, yeah. Before we do though, can I just show everyone something real quick?
Of course you can.
Jump into the rigid body prediction script. Are they going to be able to see that?
I can. Yeah, I can. I can.
The one on top with the move rate.
Hang on a minute. You've got rigid body prediction script,
I
predicted
know.
rigid body script.
I
Did you
know.
like run out of words?
I did. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna change the example one
I
probably
like words. Words are good. Come on.
All right. So this is giant. Scroll down. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, so right now we have the update method, which is just very typical. If you press space to jump, it just essentially cues a jump boolean.
Yeah.
Nothing special there. So let's go down to the time manager on tick. This right here, these few lines you're looking at, that is your prediction code. That's your server authoritative movement right there. So basically, there's one more thing right below it too. You can see, but basically, what's going on is you have the reconciliation line where it resets the player. You have to check input, which is just it just gathers input. That's actually not part of it. You have the move, and that's part of the server authoritative aspect. You name whatever method you want, really.
Yeah.
But you just call your method, and it does everything for you. And you can see the server just runs the same logic. Now those booleans do mean something, and I describe it in the video. But I just wanted everybody to see how freaking simple it is to use server authoritative movement in this. You're looking at it right here. This is it.
But that's just like 3 lines.
Yeah, I try to make it as simple as possible, and I think a lot of people are really, really going to like it.
All right, let's try to break things.
Let's
do
go
this.
break things.
Let's go break
All right.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's actually 4 methods, I guess. I don't know. It's not a lot of code though, and it's very easy to understand. Is where
3
we're going
methods,
with
not
that.
3 lines. Fine. Kill.
I could show you my manual one that I made in Mirror. Let me put it this way: the tutorial video I have on how to use the prediction in my software is 15 minutes, and most of it's just telling you like things to keep in mind to make it more fluid and whatnot. I have a series for Mirror where I basically do the whole thing from scratch. 15 minutes explaining everything in Fishnet. It's like 6 hours of footage for my Mirror one. So I don't know about you. I mean, Messi and I talked about this. I don't like long videos.
And mine are very long. I try to keep mine not as long, but sometimes, just can't help it. But the best are a nice 10 to 12 minute video. This is all you really need, isn't it? Is it 1.4?
I try to keep mine under 5 personally, but that's just me.
I try to do that, but I find it difficult to get past the waffling. You're far more professional than I. Hence, I subscribe to your Patreon. I like Mirror. I haven't gotten anything, and that's the thing. I'm what's it called? Networking agnostic. The only problem I had with Mirror is that see, I don't know if it was because I was going over to try to get my head around the server authoritative stuff in general, but I was just wanting to gouge my eyes out with everything I was doing and all the projects I was doing in Mirror. I felt like I was succeeding, and then all of a sudden it would be like I felt like I was going back to square one. So Yeah.
I mean, you're allowed to like mirror. I'm just demonstrating that FishNet offers some really unique features that, like I said, you won't actually find them in any other free solution.
Yeah, if you can get me to convert over from pun.
we didn't we have this talk? Deja vu.
I know, but
Wow.
you got to try and convert me. That's the thing. You got to get me over by making this so easy to use. All right. Why is that? Oh, I need to stick it in the thing. Where is it? Player, scribble, scribble, scribble. Follow this player. Here we go. Let's see. All right.
What is going on with your camera? It's
think
following the feet.
I think
You
I think I upset. Hang on.
you
Hang on.
you gotta
Hang on.
you gotta put that offset in there.
There you go. That's the right place to do it. Put the right thing to follow. Let's see. There you go.
Sweet.
Okay. Now, I've got this little man now. Here. I want to make this little man like your ball.
Okay. Think about what you just said, but okay, let's move on.
Let's do it.
All right. So all you gotta do is add a. Where's the actual movement on him?
He's here.
Oh, he's here. Okay. So go to add a component.
Okay. Add a component.
Yes. And then add network transform. And add another component.
I shall add another component.
And add network animator.
Network animator.
All right. You're mostly done.
Shut the fun.
We might have to modify the code so that you can't control other people's characters, but you can go and try and build now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I do not believe you. Let's do this. I tested Mirror to see can I make a multiplayer, and it kind of worked, and I beat my brother on a 1v1 game, and I'm done. That's it. Done.
I don't know what kept me in game dev because the first several projects I worked on were bad, very bad. So I don't know why I kept at it. I really don't.
That's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be.
Yeah, but like I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Not like, super crazy about it, but I like things to behave as I want them to behave. And that's why I don't even try art.
Hang on a
I
minute.
just
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
Well, that's your life's going to completely change. You're not going to be able to get things to behave as you want them to behave when you've got kids.
Oh no, I'm way ahead of you there, man. I got the snip done.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
definitely. Well, I tell you what. My cousin-in-law, my cousin's husband, she made him get the snip done, and this was years ago, and it didn't work. So yeah, just be
Yeah.
warned that it's not 100%. Yeah.
You know what the chances are of that? It's like less than 1%. You want to hear the super funny part?
Go ahead.
Mine didn't take either, so I have to go back and get it done again.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like a fun conversation to have.
It's it's not that bad. If anyone is on the fence about doing it, it's really not that bad. Like I recommend doing it in the morning because you're somewhat immobile for the first day, but after that you just feel a little bruised, and by the third day you're usually okay. You just can't do anything like physical for like a week and a half or so. But yeah, otherwise it's. Oh, did you?
We've got a problem.
There was an extra step that I didn't tell you.
Well, we've got an extra problem on that with this darn Cinemachine camera. It locks the mouse out, so we can't actually click the UI.
Okay. Well, I mean, you don't necessarily need the camera. That's a whole different battle.
Right, let's put your camera back. You won't follow him around. Let's get rid of that.
There's going to be 2 cameras though, and that's going
Right.
to cause issues.
Okay. So what did we forget?
We ended up talking about that because Messi said children are going to break my my perfectionist lifestyle. And I'm like, no, no, they're not.
Snip this camera burst in time. Children are useless. We will be able to live forever in the digital world. Oh my gosh! And then
There's plenty of other people taking care of, the reproduction part.
exactly.
That I don't need to
There's
worry
enough
about it.
other people to be putting more fish into the sea.
Yeah,
See what I did there?
exactly. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Currently, I'm working on a parkour game for my PC. For PC as my first PC game. Wow, that is ambitious. I can finish after single player part. I can need to add multiplayer. Now, should people start their game if they're going to do multiplayer? Should you be starting it with multiplayer in mind?
Yes.
Thank you. I was going to say
100% yes. The only time you might not have to is if you don't mind it being client authoritative.
Yeah. So
if you
in
don't
the world
mind
of
it being,
what we're doing, then it's completely different mentality.
you're right. I mean, you can make technically a client authoritative game on a server authoritative solution, definitely. And that's not too bad. But if you want to have protection and stuff against cheaters, yes, you should probably start it as a multiplayer game.
Cool. What did we
I'm not
forget
saying
to
it's
do? What did we
Sorry?
forget? What did we forget to do? You said we forgot to do one thing before we declared.
You got to drag it as a prefab.
Aha. Drag what as a prefab? This into the thing.
The character.
So it launched. Okay.
Yeah, so just drag it as a prefab anywhere in your assets.
Well, it already exists. It's here. This is the prefab of it.
Oh, okay. Did you save it?
Do I need to
save
put it in
changes?
Do I need to put it in the resources folder?
No. And that's another really cool feature that I will tell you about in a second. You do have to save it though to make sure those changes we did are on it.
And
you
I
gotta
shall do the override apply all.
Yeah, so go ahead and delete that from the scene or disable it. It doesn't matter.
It's gone. It's dead to me.
Okay, so go into your network manager. And then drag that prefab under the player prefab up down the player spawner.
This thing image you gave me here?
Yep. So here's the cool thing. Now you'll notice that if you look at the network manager, and some people might not have any idea what I'm talking about, but you mirror people will. You see that spawnable prefabs thing and how that's got a collection right there. It says default prefab objects. Go ahead and click that. Nope, go ahead and select it. So if you expand that, it automatically finds your network prefabs for you. You don't ever have to worry about adding them to the list. So as soon as you make a networked object or change a script to a network script or even remove it from being a network script, it will automatically update this list. No more having to manually specify your prefabs. And I know it's such a silly thing, but it saves you so much time. So much time. Anyway, I really like it. Like that was when I first added that, I was like, I love this feature.
It was one of those features you were proud of yourself for.
Yeah, like I needed this in my life for so long.
And it says, currently, if I want adding multiplayer system work well, me and my friend work on the game testing multiplayer, and it was fun. When I do stuff, I keep multiplayer in mind. It currently makes less work for later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we have official link in chat, please? Yes, Kill. Well done. I love it. I love how Kill's like, can we have it in chat? I'm not going to do it, but I would tell people to do it.
I strongly recommend using the nightlies from the GitHub too, because the asset store is a little bit behind. The one on the asset store is stable. There's just a few random kinks. You probably won't even come across them. They're just really like oddball things, like anything programming. There's always bugs to work out, like all the time. There's nothing that has no bugs.
My stuff doesn't have bugs. What are you talking about?
No, exactly. I mean, wait, what? I don't believe you.
All right, so he's walking around, and as we see, no animations are syncing so far.
Yeah, so that is interesting. Connect the other one as a client. This could be because of how the animations are done, but
why can't I use?
Oh
It's the
no, can you hit
controller's not there.
escape?
Hang on. No. Is it the
If you hit
controller that's...
if you hit escape in it, or
No.
okay. So that's
Well,
what I
what
was
have,
talking
what
about,
have I
where you might
done?
have to add a, yeah, you might have to add a check to the code that doesn't let you control it if you're not
Yeah.
the owner. That's all that is. It's pretty typical.
Yeah. Messy stuff has fallen kaiju. Thank you. How you been? Sub Fur Chopper in the chat. Okay. So, I think it's actually this controller that's stopping me from clicking.
I'm gonna
on
respond
it.
to someone in chat real quick.
Where are you, little thing? In the samples. Starter asset. Prefabs. Can I get an exclamation mark? Neo FPS in chat. That's what I want to get working on this. I want to be able to get Neo FPS networked up with Fishnet. Now, third person controller, lock camera position. Let's open this up. Do. He's got to have something that says.
Okay, there we go. So what you want to look for is, where are we?
I'm trying to
in
see the
chat.
bit that's in their script that is. He's got to have something that is locking the camera. What did they change it to? They changed.
Oh, I
it to
think
something.
it's I think it's called lock mode. Let me check.
It was an old. It was something else in the old one.
Is it an old one?
No.
It might be lock cursor.
Lock camera positions force. Lock. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's cursor mode.
Cursor. That's it. No, it's not in this. Wow, it must be a different script that's doing that.
Let's see. Is my mic fine?
Your mic is lovely.
Okay, I just had to mute it real quick.
Such a wonderful voice.
Wow, thank you.
Ah, here it is. Cursor locked. I can just turn it off. I'm an idiot.
We didn't read the documentation.
Exactly. Who needs documentation? All right then. So, I would love to use Neo FPS with this. Exactly. If only Neo FPS would actually be networked ready. If anyone could get hold of the developer of Neo FPS and just keep on asking for network support, that would be awesome.
I tried to contact the guy that made, I want to say it's like the kinematic character controller or something. It's a really big asset. And he says it supports server authoritative movement out of the box. Kind of, yeah. And you could use it with Fishnet, but you can't use it with the internal systems of Fishnet. Like those few lines you saw, you can't do that with his asset just because of how it's set up.
Oh.
And it wouldn't, I imagine it wouldn't have been a big change, but I haven't been able to get a hold of him. And I've tried and other people have tried, and he's just not responsive. So that's kind of unfortunate because I would have loved to,
I think I've
support his
spoken
asset.
to him. I've spoken to him. I'll see if I can find his contact details from when I spoke to him. All right, that works now. Okay, so let's do this. Turn off that because I don't want everyone seeing all my sexy things.
The current nightly version is it is stable, and it's probably going to be the next release version. I'm also going to be doing something where in the nightlies, if I do have to put in something that's potentially risky, I'm going to have it so that they can be toggled on and off, so you can still get like the fixes in the nightly, but not have to worry about the risky stuff.
Oh, nice. He released a new Dots character controller recently. What are your view on Dots? Are you a Dots man yet?
No, I don't use anything by Unity that's not like done.
It's not like 4 years old.
Right, basically.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go
too risky.
server. So the game I'm working on is also P2P, well, relay, because 4 characters, 4 player max, gameplay mostly co-op. There's no use of server side. That's the thing. Is there a why should somebody be doing server authoritative if they don't really need to.
Well, the benefit to that is essentially the hack protection. If you're not worried about cheaters, and client side is fine. Client hosted, peer-to-peer, peer-to-peer.
Are
Sorry,
you always going to have better performance with client-side
If this is your
authoritative?
first time with us, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag
not
in
necessarily.
some
It really depends on the framework. Like Pun, for example, goes through their dedicated servers. You have, limited control over those. Whereas if you hosted your own, you have more control. So I couldn't really say in that sense. There's too many variables. But ultimately, what it comes down to is, do you care if people cheat in your game or not?
I tell you what.
I love that question.
Let's
Do
have
you
one
care,
more.
people? We've just been raided by the sexy. I'm going to say I can never get it. Persephone's chair. Why couldn't you name your cat like Blinky or something like that, buddy? Why couldn't you name your cat something like Happy New Year? Can I get an exclamation mark? Hang on, let me pull it up. Bear with me. 2 seconds. Let me pull up in chat.
I had like several people tell me Happy New Year from different time zones. So I heard it countless times today. Even though like they're just having a new year, and it's like, yeah. It's still December 31st for me. Cool though.
Yeah. Well, I had to ask in chat if anyone had their New Year's first. Yes, I got it properly. Okay, hang on. Send me Persephone. Thank you. Persephone's chair. All right. So if you haven't, you pop over to World Flush. Check him out. It's got an amazing channel where he's doing. Do you like quiz shows, Fishy?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, you're gonna love this. Basically, all of the hit TV shows, he's managed to build his own versions, and you can play them on Twitch, and he makes them in Unity as well, and they're playable via Twitch live on the stream. Now, you could use fish networking for that, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could. That it depends on how complex it is, though. You might be better off just using like a REST API where it just communicates with the server and sends a simple message. It really depends on, what it does.
Do you know what we need to do? We need to get these animations working.
I mean, yeah, I suppose that's an option. Go ahead and drag him in your scene.
Okay, let's put him back in. Put Kevin back in.
And go ahead and hit play.
Do you know who I hate? And I say this.
Oh no!
Hate Ethan.
You just told me not to use that word.
I know,
but
and exactly. And this is why I'm saying it's a dangerous word. Ethan. I absolutely hate Ethan.
You have to enable it. You can connect, but I would just enable it.
You know Ethan, don't you?
I don't know Ethan.
You don't know Ethan? Oh,
who's Ethan?
And actually, you know what? I think it's not Ethan that I hate. It's the fact that Ethan exists is that I hate Ethan. Okay, Ethan is the old Unity third-person sample.
Oh,
right? And Ethan is a bloody child. So Ethan isn't even the right scale for anything, right? And Ethan, everyone who's new to Unity, an artist who comes over, goes, "Oh, what's the correct scale for a third-person controller, or my assets, or my chairs?" Lane Fox, thanks for the follow, buddy. And they load up the old standard pack, as you would expect somebody to do, and they go, "Oh, here's the third-person controller that Unity are using. It must be the correct dimensions and scale." I'm so upset. I'm coughing my guts out.
And this is a prime example of why I don't use anything that's not 4 years old.
Well, no, it is more than 4 years old. Ethan is from the dawn of time, and damn Ethan to hell, because Ethan is wrong now. However, the weird, it's the antithesis of what you'd expect. The new controller, which has only been born recently, let's say it's about a year old, is the correct size. Is correct. The new one is right.
Maybe they're just saving on vertexes. I know it doesn't work that way, but maybe that was
No,
their
there was no
thought
excuse.
process.
There is no excuse for Ethan. There's no excuse for Ethan to exist. There you go. We got it out. As Kuko says, I don't know, Ethan, the third person controller, is disgusting, which is the best word that I've ever heard anyone use to describe it. Disgusting. That's right. Bury Ethan. This needs to be the new hashtag that needs to go viral on Twitter. Hashtag bury Ethan. Let's make it the 2021, 2022 even hashtag. What is the purpose of Ethan? To get hated. Exactly. And that is it. All right. So
I've got a question here I gotta answer.
What is the question?
He says, Fish Dev. So wait, you're saying if the game is simple, like a card game, using post request is better than Fishnet? I'm not saying that per se. I'm just saying you can go a simpler design route. You don't necessarily have to do like a Unity for the server and stuff. You could probably get away with that if you wanted to.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes you don't need a hammer to crash it to open a walnut, do you?
Right. You could use Fishnet for it. I was just saying you don't necessarily need to.
All right. I keep on distracting us. So what are we doing now? Why weren't his animations being synced correctly?
Okay, let's go down to wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Oh, never mind. It is right there. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and click the animator.
As in which animator? As in the animator or
the one that is selected? Is it the one that's on the object?
Yeah.
I have a hard time seeing because of the 420. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up the animator window for me.
As in this one? The animator window?
Where we can actually see like the blend trees and whatnot.
Here it is.
Okay. So go ahead and double click that.
Which one do you want me to double click?
The one that's moving right now.
Okay.
Okay. Can we drop that kind of to the side just so I can see it while you walk?
We can try.
I have a feeling I already know what's going on, but I just want to confirm. Okay. So what we're going to do is we need a build up.
All right.
Here's another.
Yeah.
Here's another thing too. I'm just gonna show somebody since I noticed you did it earlier. It's another feature of Fishnet that might be handy for some people.
I love features.
You'll have to exit play mode and then go back to the hierarchy. So I noticed whenever you hit start, it disables the object.
Yes.
That's because it's a networked object and it just simply has to be disabled or else you're going to potentially have problems until you're connected. So you can actually, if you select it and go to network object and uncheck is networked. And you can do this at runtime too before you like as you spawn something, then it'll basically let you play around with it off the network.
Oh, nice.
And that's useful in many ways. Like, for example, let's say in this one project I'm working on, I have projectiles that most of the projectiles are offline. They simulate locally and like show effects locally and all that stuff. But every so often I need one that is networked because there's just certain actions I need on it. Give me 1 second.
I mean, what have we got in chat while Fishy's doing? I like to use my Tifa walnut. Well, that's too much information that I've got there. Do you remember there was another character like even before Ethan dressed as an engineer or something? Yes, I do remember that one. I do remember the engineer. I don't remember the scale of the engineer though. What was the scale of the engineer? Was the scale of the engineer the same size as Ethan? I do remember that.
Okay. Is my mic still good? I muted it.
You are still lovely. I'm just reading through chat. And my bad, there was a hard hat engineer in the standard assets, yes. With the island demo.
There is area of interest, and I mean I guess I could talk about that feature now too. Why not? But let me cover the other one. So I basically needed some of these projectiles networked, but most of them weren't. So I would uncheck the is networked box on there and I'd spawn them locally on the client. But whenever I did want to spawn them over a network, I would just call the typical network spawn on them, and it would automatically enable that, letting me use it as a networked object. So that's a pretty cool thing. So I don't have to like rewrite special scripts for networked or non-networked versions. So they're asking about. We'll get to the animation thing right after. Promise. So they're asking about the area of interest. So let's go up to the network manager.
Okay.
Here's another thing. Let's delete a couple things. Let's delete tugboat.
I tell you what.
Delete
have one
tugboat. What is tugboat?
That's a transport. That's what sends the data over the
Okay.
network. That's just all of them are water themed in some way. So go ahead
Because
and
of the
delete that.
fish.
Yeah. The previous one was called fluidity, and that's gone. Get rid of the time manager.
Okay.
I tell you what.
You don't actually need the player spawner, but we're going to keep that on there just because. Now hit play.
Really? Okay. Thank you for the follow, guys.
Oh, and also that domain reload stuff, you can turn that off. Fishnet supports that. Mirror does not,
which
but
one?
Fishnet does.
Which one? Are we
Okay, so
turning
now
off?
if you look at the network manager now, you see all these things that are added to it.
Yeah.
These are
Tugboats
things
came
that
back.
you can add manually
How did
if you
tugboat
want.
come back?
It basically it needs them to function, but you don't have to have them on there. If you don't add them, then it'll add it with the default settings. So that's a pretty cool trick. You can add what you want to customize, and if you want to know what's available, then just hit play mode. But he asked about the area of interest. So if you actually exit play mode and go ahead and select the network manager again, and then add the observer manager. All right, so you got your default conditions, and these are your area interest. Mirror only has one area interest allowance. You can only do like distance or matches or scenes. Go ahead and click that twice.
Click it twice?
Yeah, like add 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
And then click the little selector bar. And then you see you have multiple conditions. You can add any 2 you want. You can add any number of them you want. And you can make your own too. It's relatively simple. Most of the work is done on the back end, and you only have to like manage one method really. So I did try and make that as simple as possible. And yes, there is an area of interest. That's what you're looking at now. You can add as many conditions as you want. You can make your own, etc. So there's a lot of flexibility in that part too.
Cool. Squarepeg says, "Wow."
Wow.
Also, that you should be calling it the Starfish Manager. Now
The
that
Starfish Manager.
you can get in a
I
lot
can't
of
do
trouble
that.
for that.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of too. It's like, no, I can't do that.
Next,
I
you can
basically
I was about to say something else, but no, we don't want to get in terms of service.
Yeah, I mean, I've used a lot of different networking solutions over the years, and I ran into a lot of limitations. And everything I basically hated about them, I made sure that wasn't a thing in Fishnet.
How simple have you made extending the code?
What code specifically?
Like anything within Fishnet.
I mean, that's kind of a broad question. The manager classes are sealed for a reason. Ideally, it's event driven, so that way it lets me work without worrying about disrupting user code. Because if I do use overrides in the managers, for example, and I change that, then that might break your code. But since it's event driven, I don't really have to worry about that. Yeah. So I just answered his question.
Cool. Right. Let's sort out this animation because it's driving me nuts.
All right. So let's do a build.
Do a build. We haven't done anything.
Well, get rid of the character. He doesn't belong there.
Okay.
He's not welcome.
All right.
So
I've got a build already from before. So why should I make another build?
okay to open that build, I
Yeah.
guess.
Don't try and
That works
confuse
too.
me.
I mean, my computer builds them in like 5 or 10 seconds, so it's usually quicker for me to just like hit rebuild than go and find the folder.
I've
Start this
got it
as.
open. I'm a professional.
Well, I don't. I'm too lazy.
Right. Which one do you want me to be the server?
Do the editor as a server.
Okay. I have to click play on it. By the way, all the new people who are in, who haven't been in before, where have you been all my life? Thank you for joining us now. Don't forget to click, do an exclamation mark Discord and join the Discord. Click on that follow button so you can come back and see us. All last week, we've interviewed
would it be
people.
cool if I drop my Discord as well?
You would probably get in trouble, but do it anyway. It will time you out for 1 second, and then I can copy and paste it back in. Or Gilda, could you give Fish Dev permission to? There you go.
Oh no!
Oh
no!
You did it before. You see, like I was saying, I was speaking.
I like to live on the edge.
You do.
So,
There you go. I stuck it in for you. All right, here he is.
My Discord. There we go. All right, so let's go to the editor
Okay.
because I think I know what's happening. I gotta go back to a different window now. I'm all lost. Give me 1 second. So I went to my Discord to copy the link, so I gotta go get it back. Okay. So select your character.
Okay.
Yep, and disable the third-person controller script. And
Okay.
now try again.
What?
Try again. There you go.
What the heck?
So there's nothing wrong with the network animator component. The script itself was overriding the animations because there was no input from the client side.
Ah.
Yep.
So how do we get around that?
Relatively easy, actually. Well, one, you can just simply, I'll show you the quick and dirty way. Let's go ahead
the quick and dirty way is for every person who's not you disable the controller.
Yeah, exactly.
That is dirty. Lurking Ninja says, why aren't you using PowerSync?
Oh, sorry, I'm not going to talk over you. I'm going to type this in chat. Go ahead.
What's that? Is that another one of those have multiple things running at the same time thing?
Yes, it is.
I've got a few of those, and they never really work for me. Unfortunately, Yolan made one as well, yeah, and I just too much effort for me to set those up. Has Fish Networking been load tested at all? First of all, thank you for using the proper name, Fish Networking. So what load test have you done?
I'm actually typing a response right now.
Oh, there you go. PowerSync is amazing. Which one's PowerSync? Put a link in chat from the asset store if it's an asset store thing. Somebody in chat, and you don't have to be a subscriber to put asset store links in chat. The bot will allow you to do it. Okay. Fishy says, it's a bit hard to test a lot of players, but I've tested 200 objects. I've had others test over 1,000 objects. They reported no issues with Fish Networking, but did say Unity was dying from all the objects. They tried 15 to 20 players that I know of.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about scalability, honestly. I know where the bottleneck is, and it's not really in a bad spot. So I'm not too worried about it, to be honest.
All right, let's do this. Well, so what should I do? Where should I create a script? Where should I stick it?
Let's go ahead and modify. We'll modify the direct script just to make it easy.
All right then. This one on the network, third-person controller.
Yep. The bottleneck, by the way, is in copying the data to the buffer. That's the slowest part of the code right now.
Oh, it's a
so.
GitHub.
What's up?
It's a GitHub link. Square peg. You have to wait until you get permissions to post a non-asset store link on the Twitchy Rooney. You're allowed to post any link. Do you know what? You're allowed to post any link to the asset store because my bot will convert it to one of those with an affiliate code at the end so that my children can be fed.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Nice though.
Yeah.
Good idea.
It's nice to feed my children. I didn't have the snip, Fishy, so I have to feed the spawn that was created.
Yeah, you know.
So what should I stick? Do I need to put a using fishnet or something at the top?
Yes and no. I like to do it a different way. Like I
Ah.
like to change mono behavior to network behavior.
Okay. But don't I
You're gonna
have to put your
you'll
using thingamajig?
yes, but if you actually type it out to network behavior,
Ah, then you can just go in. It would be squiggled and then.
Mhm. That's just how I like to do it.
Is it
That's
with a
quicker for
capital
me.
B?
It does.
Okay.
And I usually do control period, and it's always the first one for me anyway. Everyone has their own workflows, but that's my preferred way.
Fishnet.object, if you're wondering.
Yeah, so if you do use Fishnet, some solutions, MLAP, I think, Mirror, etc., I think they have everything under one namespace. Fishnet does not. So keep that in mind. If you have something that you think should be popping up, but it's not, try to check little squigglies. There's not too many namespaces. It's just something to keep in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and go down to the methods. It doesn't really matter where.
Okay.
And let's add a public override.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and a new method.
A
Yeah.
whole new method. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting fancy.
Mm.
Yep, and we're gonna do on network start.
On
Okay.
start network.
On start network. Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. It's good.
And
It's good that you don't know your own methods, but it's fine. It's good.
I always get those namings mixed
Do
up.
I want to keep the base in it, or do I just go?
Keep the base calls in there. Do not remove the base calls.
Shall I remove the
They
base
have a
calls and
purpose.
then wonder why it
Don't
doesn't
do
work?
it. Yeah. Don't. No one remove the base calls. They have a purpose. Okay. All you gotta do now is do this dot enabled equals base dot is owner. That's basically it. So on start network is something that it's something I don't want to say it's like new. I know other solutions have it for sure, but Mirror doesn't have this, and it's basically if on start server and on start client had a baby in a way. Since we're on the topic of babies and all that. Now, the thing is on start network will call before, and this is all on the documentation. It will call before on start server or on start client, but it'll only call once. So if you are host, server, and client, it'll call before on start server. If you're client only, it'll call before on start client. But the use of it is you can basically initialize things related to the network that both the server and client will need. So that way you don't have to have 4 methods for the both, on start server, on start client, on stop, etc.
I love we're going with the baby theme on that one. Talking about themes, they're saying that everything should be oceanically named, though. So
I can't go too crazy. There's a limit, Then you're just that annoying pun guy if you just go nuts.
Punfish. Annoying pun guy. Pun, as in
Yeah.
Pun. Yeah. It's good.
I actually had that as a license plate for a while, and then I had one of those plate borders that said "Seize the Day" with C's as in SEAS.
I'm not going to even humor you. What are the plans for play? Are you going to have plans for Playmaker? Now I'm going to say Playmaker and the bolt, as in the visual scripting bolt, not the networking bolt. Actions and fish networking.
It entirely depends on the devs. And if they want to reach out to me and work with me, yeah, I'll work with them.
All right, now it's working. I'm getting a little bit of a jitter going on with my.
Yeah, you might. It could be the network transformer. It could be maybe, I don't know, it could be FPS. It could be network transform. The network transform isn't completely polished yet. I'm actually working on it right now. So it's what I call acceptable within reason. Like it's not crazy, crazy smooth, but it's reasonably smooth. And I'm actually working on it. It's finalizing it just today, actually. So that's going to be improved pretty soon here.
Oh, good. I want improvements.
Assuming that's what it is anyway.
But I'm disgustingly shocked that this literally has been all it's needed to get Unity's third-person controller networked.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. And if I'm being fair, Mirror probably does the same thing. I have been told multiple times that Fishnet's way easier to set up. It makes a little more sense. But being fair, I think in Unity you could accomplish roughly the same thing with similar steps.
Awesome. I like things that are easy because I am actually stupid. As most people know who come and watch my tutorials and my videos, the first half is always me stumbling in the dark.
I would probably know a lot more if every time I try to look up an instructional video, if it wasn't like 30 seconds of the guy trying to plug himself. So I just lose interest at that point. Don't watch it.
In my defense, the first 30 seconds of all my videos is an introduction to what the video is going to be about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, is that not good?
You make it fun though. I'm not gonna lie. Your introductions are pretty fun.
Because there is always a pun in there or something or a joke. You know, there's always something witty in the intro. So there is that. Or innuendo, a double entendre. Depends what mood I'm in.
Spicy sausage.
Yeah, exactly. Always.
We broke him.
Oh God, I've nearly said it if I stopped myself. But you know what? I'm gonna say it. He's Secret Starfish there's also available. So that might actually be the intro.
You're gonna make a meme now, and I'm not gonna be able to keep it out of my channel. It's gonna be a problem. I guarantee you.
Can you find the secret starfish within fish networking? It is hiding somewhere in there.
I might actually do that now.
There you go. You're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to do it. Everyone in chat has won a free copy of Fishnet. Get an exclamation mark Fishnet in chat, please. Put that in there. And do you know what I loved? I loved that we found some bugs. Yeah. And I also loved that we found some known issues that we resolved.
It was just the input system. That was the only bug, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is weird. Again, very weird because, like I said, I know people are using it. So I'll have to try and break that again and see what's going on with it.
So when is your, do you have like a every day of the week is like you have a certain, I'm going to do releases, even if there's something pending, it gets released on GitHub on a Sunday or something like that, or do you just do it ad hoc?
I do not do that. The reason is because some days I do my actual job and some days I do Fishnet, and I don't really know which days that's going to be, honestly. I always take 2 days off too, specifically, that I'm usually not around. So yeah, I mean, it's just pretty much whenever. It really depends on if the release has to get out sooner rather than later. And if it does, then I will probably push it out. But otherwise, I just do it whenever,
I like that. I'm not feeling confined to a schedule that you're having then to force yourself to meet for no reason. Let's see, I might be chucking in. There we go. Can I move him? Oh.
You're opening multiple clients. They're gonna fight each other because we don't have the. Oh, you know what? We turned that off, didn't we?
Yeah,
the
we
owner.
did turn that off.
Yeah.
None of them can move, apart from this guy. Where is that? If I turn him off. Okay. Got one client here. Now, if I add this guy in here, he can't. He has no control over himself because of that script we put in.
Most likely, it's almost definitely fighting the other script. This goes back to the whole, if you're going to make a multiplayer game, it's really good to start with multiplayer in mind.
Yeah. So, what would you do it then? How would it? Shouldn't it be
I'd
like
have
each
to.
one is to have its own GUID or something? I don't know. What would you tell me?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look at the code, but if I had to guess, something is probably preventing the L1 from. Obviously, something's preventing it from moving. But the question is, why is it blocking input? Is the script becoming disabled? Who really knows? But yeah, I mean, we don't even check for authority, so that's 100% a possible cause.
Oh, look, both
It,
of them have got. Hang on. No, it's off because it's off this one. I can't see him. Um,
they're going to be disabled on the
yeah,
server.
exactly. So that's not
Yeah,
going to help me.
no.
Interesting. Like we said, you need to make sure that if you're thinking about doing something like Mirror or fish networking, then your mentality of how you're going to go about it is completely different if you're using something like Pun.
I will say too that I'm going to have some walkthrough videos pop up. Like I have to set up one, I have another one done. I just need to edit. I'm probably going to prioritize those because realistically, this is somewhat, it's not really new, but it's new to the public, and that information needs to get out there where people can just kind of get their feet wet.
Get their feet wet. I love it. Another one. You just keep on squeezing them out all night long. It's brilliant. Mate, I'm going to let you go because I know that it's past your afternoon bedtime.
Yeah, my partner just got home from her shopping trip too, so I'm gonna go
And she
hang
says,
out with
"What
her
are
and
you
whatnot.
doing? Still talking to strange men on the internet?"
It's your voice. It's very alluring. It's that that accent across the sea. You don't get that here. It's unique. I need it.
You get it everywhere in America by listening to all the people that have come over. What do you call? Because do you call us limeys, or is that only what the Australians call us? What do you call us?
I don't call you anything. I call
Oh yeah,
you
you is it, no,
people.
yeah,
You know,
you call us limeys, and the Australians call us poms, isn't it?
I don't I
Pommies.
don't call okay, I don't call you anything,
Well,
first of
personally,
all. I'm like right. I'm like the most neutral person you'll ever meet. I don't I don't believe in, really taking sides
well, no,
for the most part, things
it's
like
not.
that.
I think it comes all the way down to the Boston Tea Party. You all took a side. You threw our tea in the water, which was naughty. Okay, tea, throwing away tea. Oh, I couldn't. Even if I was having an argument with someone, right? I still and I had the cup of tea in my hand, right? And you know when you want to throw a drink in someone's face, I would still drink the tea from the cup, not to waste a drop, and then throw the cup at them. Okay, you can't waste tea. Nothing. There was nothing that warranted that kind of behaviour.
I mean, not a big tea guy. I'd be more upset that they threw it in the water, if anything. I mean, that's not good for the environment. But
Not
who
good for the
cares about the
fish.
tea? You,
Not
you
good for
know?
not good for those
No.
starfish. That's for sure.
We're gonna have caffeinated fish. Who knows what's gonna happen?
What about jellyfish? Is there a jellyfish method floating around fish networking?
No. No.
Oh, Fishy, you've got so many fish opportunities to put in there. It's good that fish networking has just started because, you know, the
Well, the thing is if I sneak stuff in, it has to not affect the users. I can't just name a method like fish jump. What does this do? I don't know. Just can't name things whatever.
yeah, but the anchor's a good one.
Oh, I do like that one.
Yeah, you see, that's nice.
Sounds powerful.
That
I
does.
like it.
I'll leave you with the anchor.
All right.
Everyone in chat, thank you for popping in. If you've come over from the fishnet community, from the land of the fish, I hope you're going to stay. Click on that follow button, do an exclamation mark Discord, pop inside my Discord. Let me
Feel
push
free
another
to.
link to your Discord as well. So you were about to say Fishy, and I just rudely.
That's exactly what I was going to ask, actually. So
there you go.
I don't want to get timed out again. Once was enough. I mean, I lived that. I traveled that road.
You don't want to go
Not
down
me
that road
anymore.
too many times, because you get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You'd end up getting gutted and left with your giblets out the side of the boat.
I feel like you tried. I don't think it worked very well, though.
Well, you know what? I am shocked that I have not found more bugs and problems with this, because normally I manage to break it very well, and I haven't broken. It's actually been Unity's controller, and unfortunately a script that was hiding inside Enhance's character that we need to sort out. And other than that, it's actually worked. You've made a networking solution that actually works.
Well, that was the goal. I actually put off releasing it for a really long time, just because, like I said, there's always bugs in software, no matter what, pretty much. And I just had that perfectionist in me that didn't want to release it. But I'm like, you know what? I have to do it because I need more testers. I need to find everything else. And actually, everybody watching, you're not the guinea pigs of this.
No.
This was open beta for quite a while before even going public. So, like I said, it's not really new. I've been working on it for a really long time, actually, and it was open beta for really good time as well. So this isn't really high risk if you're worried about that.
Wow, it's nice not to be the guinea pigs for a change, which you kind of get taken for granted with Unity stuff. I was a guinea pig, says Stefan.
Some people volunteered to be guinea pigs.
Oh, that's
they were not
different.
forced.
That's different.
Yeah, they were.
All right, buddy. I will let you get back to your missus, and thank you again for coming on.
All right, thanks as well. Take care.
If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now, and down below there's that big juicy subscribe button, and right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.